Hello everyone, Man of Interest here, and it's time for the Cool Board. On today's Cool Board, we're going to be covering 12 75% keyboards that have shipped. So we're going to be seeing, are these keyboards yikes, meh, cool, or wow? And I think we're going to have quite a few interesting contenders for cool and meh today. Although that's the normal result of any bell curve, right? But let's get to the board today. So for the Cool Board today, of course, this is where we are currently at. We actually just, last episode was the 40% episodes where we covered 12 different 40% boards. Check out my channel to see that last VOD. Today's 75%, and we have quite a few 75%. If you haven't been on the Cool Board before, very simple. We're going from yikes on the left to wow on the right, and of course the more wow something is, the cooler something is, the closer it is to the right. So let's get to the 12 items we have today. The 12 items we have today are the Singa, the GMMK Pro, the 7V, the Cyberboard, the Satisfaction 75, the E7 V1, the KBD 75 V2, the Godspeed 75, the Xeno, the Bella, the Vortex Race, and the Jupiter 75%. And hey, if your suggestion of keyboard didn't pop up in today's list, feel free to join my Discord and give me a suggestion on boards you'd like to see on the Cool Board in the future. Remember, they have to be shipped. So, let's look at the board and let's just pick a topic. Of course, you guys can't see my screen. I'm just gonna close my eyes, wave my hand a little bit, and point. Okay, we are going to start off with probably one of the most controversial ones today. The GMMK Pro. We have a lot to unfurl here with the GMMK Pro, don't we? So the GMMK Pro is by Glorious PC Race, and let's just pop up the website, okay? The GMMK Pro, it's $160 for the reserve, but the actual price to buy, I believe, is around $170. Okay, they're doing it in what they call flex batches, which basically means they're shipping them out as they arrive. So how cool is the GMMK Pro? It comes in the black slate and the white ice. Here's how it looks. It has the gaskets, which is just basically, they just have a ton of foam everywhere. They got the giant engraving that says Glorious on the back. It's got its own, what they call GOAT stabilizers, a rotary encoder, a lighting panel on the side, 75%. Because it's a gaming company, they have to specifically put 16.8 million per key RGB. And of course, here is the general breakdown of the construction. We've got the rotary encoder, case, gasket mount design, stabilizers, modular PCB, an ARM processor, more lighting, shade case, removable cable, things that they don't really need to state. I like how they still have this open source firmware compatibility, but I'm pretty sure the most recent batch isn't, because they had to switch chips, and the current chips they switched to isn't exactly working with QMK yet. They have their own like programming thing as well, so I'm pretty sure they're just gonna sleep on QMK compatibility and just push this instead. Actual tech specs doesn't really matter. 3.3 pounds, 6-degree typing angle. Yeah. This is the this is it. This be it. So the question is, how cool is the GMMK Pro? I'm gonna go with, I think it's in the meh. I mean, it definitely had a ton of hype when it was announced, right? People were thinking like, oh, it's an inexpensive, quote-unquote, customs quality keyboard. But it's not a perfect board. If I saw someone who's like, I bought my first keyboard was the GMMK Pro, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. If they're enjoying it, I wouldn't say they got like a bad board. As long as they don't feel misled on some of the things like QMK and VIA support that was promised and not fully executed on. So what is chat thing? I'm definitely curious. We got a lot of not cools and high mez in chat as well. Price is nice, says J-Shuff. High meh, low cool from Phantasmal, only because it's premium pleb 75 in the likeness of NDA 65 and such. Neb just says not cool. Sancho, nothing can forgive the stream they did. Sancho, feel free to elaborate in chat on the stream they did. We've got some more high mez. So it looks like high mez, at least so far, the most common results. The sides aren't actually fully high profile. You can actually see it in this picture, based off seeing how the light bleeds on these pixels. I'm not gonna say on these keycaps because at this zoom resolution we are just looking at pixels, and this is a medium profile. As you can see by the corner key, actually clears the bottom of the case, so it's not like a proper high pro design, but it's not low pro either. It's just mid pro. Not everyone likes it. Holy pixels, right? Let's unpixelate it. There we go. It looks fine now. I'm thinking, I do have one. I'm gonna be reviewing mine in a couple months, I'm sure. So we're in the meh. I think it's actually. Do you guys really think high meh? Like it should be in this higher tier, from left to right. It should be below like the Ping 27. Ying says it's a high meh because it's a nice price point and accessible. King Friday, what's currently the highest meh is the CA66. What's below the KOXP? Asks Geo. Below the KOXP is the modern M0110. Ying says it just looks bland. Here's the thing, I don't know, does the GMMK Pro look completely... I don't think it actually looks completely bland as a keyboard goes with those side lighting and the knob. I don't think it's like saying it just looks bland is necessarily like completely true. So sorry, by the way, if you hear Coco and Mango, my dog's going ham in the background. Joe, you would say M0110 level because the GB was scuffed. Interesting take. Well, you just listen to the song. Let's listen to the next one. It looks fun to me. You really like to do like the separated clusters. I mean, every now and then I bring the dogs on. You just gotta, for all the cool kids who stick around, sometimes you'll see them. I think mid-mez is actually a little appropriate. I don't know. For me, like the thing. Okay, maybe a plus for some people is like the ease of buying accessories. Like they have also like a brass plate, a polycarbonate switch plate. They have their own like ecosystem for people who want to just get a mechanical keyboard but not actually be an enthusiast. But I don't think that's necessarily a cool thing to be like locked in their ecosystem, which isn't actually good. So that's why I think mid-meh is actually better than high-meh. I think up these like here, and we put it right here. I think it should be right here. Adequately mid-meh. I think mid-meh right there is kind of appropriate. I don't know, what does the peanut gallery think? What do you enthusiasts think? Is this an appropriate place for the GMMK Pro? Nebulon, I am wrong. Nebulon, you believe it is very yikes. But Geo says it's fine. Peter, you say it's fine. I think it's okay here for now. I think in the future, if we need to challenge it based off potential changes in either the company or the direction of the board, then it may move. I think for now, this is an acceptable place for it. For now. That'll be a good anchor for the rest of the 75%. Okay. Let's do community regular. Nebulant, would you like to select the next board, please? What board is Nebulant gonna pick? Xeno. Yikes. Yikes. So let's talk about the Xeno, everyone. Where do I start when I want to talk about the Xeno? Okay, let's just start with the obvious. The Xeno, sold by ZealPC, designed by Poner, as a WT75A PCB. PVD plate, PVD weight, came in black, silver, and purple with either rose gold, silver, or black PVD options. I mean, it was a pretty hot topic when it first, unveiled, because people believed that it would maintain, the quality that the Zephyr 65, the Zephyr, had before it. And unfortunately, a lot of people felt very let down by the final product of the Xeno. I know that factories have been switched twice mid-production of Xenos, so people who got their Xenos early and people who are getting their Xenos now probably gonna have theirs made in different factories. So it originally ran from November 26, 2018 to February 15, 2019, which is actually a pretty long buying window, and the original estimated time frame was April to May 2019. That didn't happen. Yeah, so specs. Let's look at the specs just real quick, because specs are always important. 7-degree typing angle, top-mounted USB-C, QMK compatible, VIA compatible, PCB of black and copper aesthetics by Wilba, fancy soldered SMD parts, ANSI plate, win keyless only, layouts right there, support, yada yada yada, 2.4 kilograms, one of the things, and it is at the forefront of innovation. Doubt. Yeah, Xeno. Yeah, mine was a two-tone Malone kind of Xeno. Mine was black and tactical black for my my halves. For people who got actually a good Xeno, I'm actually sure it was a great board. Even with small issues, a lot of the weights had a lot of machine marks that were left on, unfortunately. So obviously it had definitely issues. PCB did turn out well. So how cool is the Xeno? The fact that the Group I was delayed over a year, I think kind of plays a role in it, right? Because it's if I was someone who was outside of the community but understood enough to learn about, or at least heard about the Xeno from a secondhand account of a friend who was in the community, wouldn't your first thought be you're a sucker for being in the Group I? And suckers typically aren't cool, right? That's my first thought. If I wasn't in the keyboards, but I heard of this kind of super long delay of just dragging on bullshit. So let's see. Poner's WoW. Oh, hold on. Sam, thank you for the first time chat. You've watched my Xeno video on YouTube. It's a great video. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out my channel. Gawk says, Poner's WoW, Zeal's yikes. Lack, this was the downfall of Zeal's reputation. Ying, would it be fair to include drama with this board? Do you think the design and board should only be judged? See, that's on your criteria. That's the cool thing about the cool board. Because what's cool is entirely subjective, right? A cool car for you may not be a cool car for someone else because of a whole different set of circumstances and beliefs about that. And that's the same thing with keyboards. So maybe the Xeno is cool for you and not cool for something else, but I want to hear why you think it rocks one way or the other. And I want to hear what everyone in chat thinks, where it belongs. Actually, a lot of people are talking about the board, which is actually great. But who's going to be the one to stick their head out and say, it goes here, Huey? Because X, Y, and Z. Black, fair to say Xeno was a forerunner of the whole delayed ridiculous amount of time trends? Yeah, you must be new in the community. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's also potentially true. No, it wasn't the first board that was really bad like that. It was definitely especially the most memorable because of the high status coming into it. Yeah, let's not forget Meg 27 here. Never going to be finished. So, I don't think... I don't think it's cool. I did my review. I don't think in good conscience that it can even be cool. Like I could even, like, depending on how you view cool, I would even understand it if someone told me I think it's yikes. I don't know where this is kind of tough because the board itself, in terms of like typing, isn't horrible. I got the half plate PVD, rose gold PVD. Mine was black and tactical black for my two Anno colors. Jeff says it's borderline yikes. Gawk, the design was cool. First exploded 75%. It was among the first of exploded 75%. I don't know if confidence if it is the first, but I believe that. Phantasm guy, you don't know honestly. It was a 75 where there were very few 75s, but it got totally fucked in production. The 75% trend definitely took off after. There's a big 75% trend about a year and a half to 2 years ago, as well as another trend about 4 years ago. So King Friday, so you believe the GMMK Pro is the floor for Xeno. So you believe the Xeno can't be lower than the GMMK Pro? Interesting. Socket, it's pretty typical 75, right, design-wise? These days, yeah, definitely these days it's pretty... Xeno's pretty typical these days for a design of a 75. And, yeah, like I said, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the Xeno. I just don't think... In 2021, let's go to the classic Huey example. You rock up to a meetup. You know, you're walking around looking at this cool board, that yikes board, that meh board, and then you come across this table and you see a Xeno. What strikes you when you see that Xeno? What do you think? Like, based off that scenario, would you be like, oh cool, it's a Xeno, or ooh, how did your Xeno turn out? That's the big. That's a question for a lot of people. Gawk, you say wow? It actually got you. Oh no, I mean, no, I would not. I cannot say wow about Xeno. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I mean, it's not a bad board. It's not a great board. I did my review. I mean, I've talked to both Wilba and Poner in my review. Wow, I wonder how long they waited. That's. Hold on, I got a text. Okay. That would be the first thing you should ask any Xeno owner, to be honest. Not a bad board, not a great board. Sounds meh. Maybe it is meh. Maybe time has healed some wounds, right? If you ask someone a year ago about the Xeno, it might probably be a yikes. But I think it's going to be someone meh. Where's it going to be? Above the Vortex core? Chanted chat. Nebulin trying to get the chat of low meh, low meh, low meh. I don't know, like maybe here. I'm thinking. Don't let buyer remorse get to chat. Yeah, it's a bit tough to be honest, but I think Jeff definitely has a point. The fact that they're still delivering it makes on the edge of yikes. I would actually like, so my rule, if something's typically like at least 75% shipped, I'm okay with counting it as it's shipping or shipped enough to at least possibly include it. But Jeff does have a point. Like, it's legitimately not done. Geo, the JD40 is so high because the JD40 basically created the idea of 40%. The JD40 was like done like over a year before, like a year before the plank, for example. And the JD40, you know, like the people behind the JD40, especially JD Carp, rest in peace, did monumental strides to move it forward. And, and I'm kind of okay with here on the Xeno. I don't know. Is there one thing it should be lower or higher than where I have it in low meh? For context, this is lowish meh. Is the sheet posted anywhere? It's posted on my Discord after every episode. Also posted on Keep Talk. So, Xeno. So it says, oh, Jeff has a point here. Instead of the example of seeing a Xeno in a meetup, what do you say / feel to someone who says they still don't have theirs? You say, yikes. Ooh, that's a... Jeff with those cutting words. I don't think I can argue with that, really. Like, even if someone has a Xeno, someone who's trying to sell his Xeno, I completely sympathize with anyone who is still waiting. The last 10% who are still waiting for their Xeno. It's technically released, so it's okay. If something's been shipped over 75%, I will allow it on the board. Because sometimes I can understand that there are issues with fulfillment. The fulfillment window has gone on for like over a year, fun fact. High yikes. Because, I mean, I don't think... The board itself, I don't think is worse. Is obviously not worse than the Alpha 28 or the Magic Force 49. So I think high yikes is fine for now. Has JNV2CE been 75% fulfilled? I'm pretty sure it has been. I'm pretty sure it's been mostly fulfilled. Okay. GB page. UC also doesn't update the GB page. I know that. It's technically said 50% for like a year. Put it on the line between yikes and meh. How about this? How about this? It's hard. Because the thing is, like, yeah, Jeff has a really good point. It's not a horrible board, but is it cool? Is it cool? Okay, I think I'm focusing too hard on a lot of stuff. I need to simplify it and just think, does it follow the rule of cool? It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't, right? It's like you can meet a very, very amazing person, right? But some people just have like such a background you can't overlook, and you're like, you're a cool person, but this ain't gonna work out, right? Like, sometimes that could be a big deal for some people, and I think it's kind of the thing about the Xeno, right? The Xeno's like, there's a lot of cool things about you, but you're such a shady background. I don't think this is gonna work out between us. So I'm gonna put you on the yikes meh, yeah, Mason Dixie line of yikes meh. Alright. Could have been great. No, legitimately, if the Xeno at least shipped within the year it was promised to ship, it would be right now probably, and didn't have the issues with the machining, probably easily and cool if it didn't have its issues. But alas, that was not to be. Okay, let's go with another regular. Jeff, as another regular, I would like you to please select the next item on the screen for the next one we'll be covering. Sake is gonna sake. Cyberboard. Okay, let's talk about the board of cybers. The Cyberboard. Ooh, Cyberboard. Okay, so this is definitely an interesting one, right? I think it is. Because definitely it's a very unique. What did you get it over with? Unique board. So it ran on Indiegogo for the original rounds. Okay. They had the super low price, not the plates, the early bird price for $409, and then they had the regular price. Let's go down. Let's look at the Cyberboard. It's Cybertruck inspired. I have my doubts about that. Wireless charging, aluminum alloy CNC, Bluetooth 5.0, DIY LED, hot swap PCB, 1,000 units for the first rounds. Inspired by a product that hasn't been released yet. The world's first wireless charging mechanical keyboard. Cool, I guess. The world's first custom LED panel. That's actually a lie. You mean there's never been a custom LED panel ever in the world? Yeah. Specific chips for programmed lighting effects. Okay. Unique. So it's like always like, why do a lot of boards made in China do this? A web interface. Web. Well, what if the site goes down? What if they pull? What if they discontinue support? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do then, huh? What are you gonna do then? Superior typing experience. To achieve the sensitive touch of a mechanical keyboard, the plate is a key. Actually, to achieve a mechanical keyboard, a mechanical key switch is the key. Our engineers modified the plate over and over. Top mount structure, 3.4mm silicone mute mounts. I wonder where they got the idea of a mute mount from. Especially calling it a mute mount. Between the PCB and plate, absorb. Conical dampener in the base. 10-degree angle. Kind of steep, actually. Balance 75% layouts. It's just a 75% layouts. Aluminum. Top level. Anodic coloring. Just call it anodization. Hot swap. We knew that. Hold up. You guys see what I'm seeing here? If it's chargeable, what's this battery here for? This is an LR44 battery, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's LR44. Does anyone actually know what the battery's for? This is a watch battery. It's LR44, I believe. Keycap matches best with GMMK's high-profile keycaps, but any higher ones, such as SP and SPDSA, will provide an alluring experience. What does that mean? Is this what people who spend 4 or 5 years in getting a marketing degree like work on? What the hell does it mean it's an alluring experience? I don't know. It weighs 2.4 kilograms. Oops, I hit tab too many times. Sorry for the fast scrolling. There it is, shipping now. Cool. Well. How cool is the cool board? Not the cool board. The cool board is very cool. We knew that. The Cyberboard. The LED pattern probably stored in volatile memory, hence the battery. That probably makes sense. Oh, right. Yeah, LR44. Cool. Just put it under the gherkin. I've spent enough time. I don't think it's that uncool. I think it should be in meh or yikes. Nebulant. This isn't your hill to die on. Come on, Nebulant. You know this isn't your hill to die on. Low cool says Phantasmal. Low mass is Geo. Socket and marketing is so cringe. Low med, high yikes. The Cyberboard. If you... So say it's, you know, sometime in random future where people are allowed to go to Starbucks and, you know, people pull out their laptops and work at Starbucks like we used to do back in the day, right? Sometimes people will bring a, you know, a quiet mechanical keyboard to like a coffee shop or something and they'll work on whatever they're working on. If you're in a coffee shop, you walk in, you're gonna get a some kind of drink, right? And you walk by and there's a guy on the desk working on his laptop. And in front of his laptop, you just see the bright ass lights of the Cyberboard. What would you immediately think? Would you be like, I'd be like, what a tool. Is that a Cyberboard you have there? Like if I saw this, like if I saw someone typing at a coffee shop and then I just saw, if I saw this like at like a Starbucks or a local coffee shop, and that guy was like running it full tilt with like some kind of like message or something on the back, I'd be like, no, I'm not into keyboards. No, I don't know this hobby. I don't know this hobby. No. And for me, that's kind of like the that's how you know it's not cool, right? Because almost any other board, even if like a weird tiny 40%, you'd be like, okay, they're just using a keyboard. If someone brought this in like a public place that's not a meetup, it's just like it's gaudy. I don't know a better word for it, right? Peter, do you think the person has balls to have something like that in public? I don't know, bud. You definitely deny your knowledge of the hobby. Tip your fedora and move on. Oh yeah. Ask them when the narwhal bacons. Yeah. Okay. So maybe, I mean, we're just not the target audience, right? Maybe it was made for just a larger Chinese audience, and for them it might be very cool there, but I'm not there, and I'm pretty sure most of us aren't there. So how uncool is the real question? Is the real question, right? Because here's the thing, right? Even like as an Asian person, if you're an Asian person, you've probably seen very rich Asian people who dress in very gaudy clothes, and sometimes it's tolerable, and sometimes it's like, what are you doing there, bud? DJs should use this. There are two marking is probably worse. Naming one of the versions less smoking. Yikes. Okay. Okay. I don't know if it falls in yikes. It's a functional keyboard. No, it's kind of super cringe. That's true. Sake, you're a DJ. Would you perform a set publicly on stage with this keyboard in front of you for the price of $500? Or would you just buy some cheap lights that can do effects and throw them around the stage? Actually, if you were a DJ at an event, you wouldn't even be in charge of lighting anyways. You'd use your playing gig because you just want to push buttons for samples and whatnot, and settings, and EQ. I think it's actually kind of hard to say where this actually falls. Because I don't think it's I don't think I can say like, oh, the Cyberboard is cool. I'm trying to think of like situations, like even at a meetup, I'd be like, oh, that's interesting, but I'd say that, you know, kind of like it's like, you know, when you're like meeting with like in-laws or extended relatives, and they're just telling like a story you just don't care about, and you just nod and say, oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, huh, yeah, it's really. Oh, that's like my reaction to like someone's like, oh, I got a Cyberboard and right. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah, it's interesting, I guess. Yeah, Cyberboard, yeah, cool. Did you wait long for it? Yeah, cool. What kind of things you guys have on the back of the LEDs, huh? So when you use a Cyberboard, do you put a mirror in front of it so you can see your own effects? Because the thing is, okay, here's the thing with the Cyberboard. It's straight up facing the opposite way, right? So the only way you would see it is if you put a mirror in front of it so you can appreciate your own work. Otherwise, the only place you'd have to be using it, right, is like an office, at a coffee shop, just like somewhere public. Otherwise, because those LEDs obviously exist functionally to show off, right? so because if you're using it just at home, it's a streamer board. Okay, I guess so. I mean, they let a ton of streamers review them, right? I mean, not me, but actual real streamers. Point of sale, bro. If I was getting my groceries and the cashier was using a Cyberboard and my total popped up on the Cyberboard, I'd be like, oh my god, no. You haven't seen most streamers' boards unless they're keyboard streamers, and most keyboard streamers use either a top-down or they use a behind the shoulder almost view. Most will even use like a full desk view, because most of them like have it at their work desks where they have their monitor in front. So I mean, it's visible on top-down angles. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But then it's upside down unless you program it to be upside down. And it's not like the angles, the LEDs point straight up. The LEDs are always... I wouldn't stop to... Sarvo, you think it's high meta because you'd stop to type on it? I wouldn't stop to type on it. I would stop for a second just to see what kind of design they did, and then I'd move on. Let's work our way up, okay, chat? Vortex Core or Cyberboard? Cyberboard. Honeyboard 6 or Cyberboard? Okay, I think this is mid column. Okay, KBD 67, Canoe Gen 2, or Cyberboard. Clonk, Slant. Okay. How about this? Cyberboard or GMMK Pro. Let's just hit hard right now. Gio, you'd say the same level. So you guys are thinking GMMK Pro over the Cyberboard. Okay. That's what, yeah. Because at least the GMMK Pro, at least it's only $170, right? But remember, maybe price isn't a thing. This is about the cool factor. Would you be cooler? Like would the kid with the GMMK Pro be bullied more than the kid with the Cyberboard? And obviously, this is an example from the 90s and 80s when bullying was somehow more accepted. This is so bad. I'm sorry. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Back when bullying was more accepted. Do you have a higher chance of being shoved in a locker if you have a GMK Pro or Cyberboard? Okay, I know where to put it, everyone. Don't worry. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna get canceled for talking about bullying. Happens to all of us. Hey, everyone pretty happy with it right here? I think this is an okay place for it. For now. You would have been shoved for anything in the locker for anything on the cool board? That's probably true. Cyberboard is better for cyberbullying? No. Because you can't share the LEDs. If you do in person, you can type like, you suck. And it'll pop up in the front of you, you suck. Right? That'd be it right there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Okay. Let's get another regular to choose. Sake. Mr. Builds with Sake. What board are we going to cover next on? The cool board. 7V. Okay, let's talk about the 7V. Oh, what up, Vinkeys? I know, right? Kick W. Yeah, the 7V is it's a pretty cool board. It's a pretty cool board. It's so cool that there's a render where we can see both sides of the board at the same exact time. So the 7V is it's by Gawk. Let's just pull this up right here. Okay. Designed by Gawk. Let's look at these pictures. Beautiful. There's a construction. Okay, we've got the case on top. We got the badge, which is like, you can see it's milled out, right? There's pops up right there. We got a plate. We got foam between the plate and PCB. We got some gaskets on the side. Then we got the bottom, and we got the weight on the bottom. Okay, so 7-degree case angle. Of course, materials is aluminum with a stainless steel plate or the option for a PVD coated steel or brass. It was available in anodized black, gray, dark blue, E white. Mounting method: dampened leaf over Wilbetex leaf spring mounts. 1.5 polycarbonate plate or aluminum. There's even the CAD file if you want to do your own plates. WT75C non-hospital PCB with a USB-C daughter board by Wilba, actually QMK and VIA compatible, unlike our previous two options. 2.6 kilograms, fully built. A lot of these boards are kind of the same range. Was ran over on Novel Keys for around $450. That just doesn't take you there anymore. A lot of people did build streams, right? It's a looker, right? That nice little back, little stainless steel, right? That's everyone likes to look at that. Not too shabby, right? The back, I think, looks it's quite the looker, quite the looker. I think a lot of people have. So this picture is obviously scuffed because for some reason this person didn't tighten two of the screws. You can see two of the screws that weren't fully tightened. Gawk, is this your sample that you took a picture of and didn't fully tighten? If you're still in chat, did you not tighten those upper two left screws fully? This is the only I catch these things when I stream. It's okay. It makes the bokeh very dramatic for this picture because it's casting a shadow. Yeah, I figured you took it apart several times for all those pictures. But no, it's a lot of people like the board. It shipped. I think it's sold a reasonable amount. I don't know the final numbers, or if you can give us those roughly a rough count, Gawk, of how much it sold total. But I think it did pretty well if I remember correctly. I remember a lot of people were just chomping on the bit for this board. I mean, wow, that black PVD. Ooh. Okay, so if you guys got a white or E-white, right? Would you go with the stainless steel like this, polished, or would you go with the E-black? I mean, the black PVD coating for the black and white. That's actually my question for someone who'd be down for a white 7V. Would you get the black PVD, or would you just keep it stainless and polished like this? Because honestly, if I got one, and I would get one in white, and that would be like the hardest decision for me about this board. White 7V, and do you go with the polished, or do you go with the PV? I don't know. You guys are saying, a lot of you guys are saying polished. Interesting. You guys need or some people are saying the PVD for the contrasts. Right? PVD, really? Interesting. Why do you hide that beauty? Both. Okay. We got both wonderful logos here. We got a little FAQ, but yeah, this is the 7V. So I guess let's get down to it. How cool is the 7V? I think it's obviously the coolest 75% we've talked about yet. I mean, even considering, so the only other 75% we talked about previously was the Octagon. It's above that. I think the 7V is at least mid-tier cool, right? Like, it's obvious. Yeah, it's the best 75%. Not even on the list of today's topics, or maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll get there. We still have to cover the others, but so far. So one thing I do want to ask is whether or not you guys think it crosses the cool wow threshold. Because I think it's at least it's somewhere in the cool. We know that, right? We know it's very, very cool. It's undeniably a cool board for the cool board. The question is whether or not it makes it to the wow in coolness, right? Like if I saw one at a meetup, like I said, I want to go to a meetup. I want to see a white 7V with someone having a polished weight and a black PVD weight. I want to see, like, I legitimately want to go to a meetups because I want to see those combos. Like, no joke. I want to see those. I think those would look amazing. Okay, let's see. Dicey, you see, believe the sound quality makes it wow. It's exceptional. 10 upper cool, Miano, wow. 10 features, high cool or low wow. Geo definitely hits wow. Sarvo, high cool, low wow. Peace, high cool. Ying, I think it's for its form factor. It does into WoW just because it rekindles that love for 75 that the Satisfaction did. There are too many cool, too many to be cool. That's an interesting thought. That's some people would believe that. Jeff, well, you want to type on one for sure, so do I. 10. Personally, don't care about those combos. That's fair. Phantasmal, let's see. Exploded, 75. F13. Huge weight and leaf spring mount. Wow. Lack, low, wow. Sake, cool to you, but you're biased. Was cool before you see it, but once you touch it at a meetup, it's wow. Interesting. It's a 75, just well designed at the end of the day. Well. Well now. Geo, please. Oh man, this is actually kind of a tough one. I don't know. I think. See, I said mid tier cool, but you guys no one even. I don't think really anyone said mid tier cool. I think everyone said either high cool or low wow is what most people said, right? I'm pretty sure like the audience is actually above the two. It might be a low wow though. Like I think I might also be in the camp where like I think it might be cool now, but then when I actually type on one on a meetup and check it out IRL, then I think. Jeff, just the fact you haven't heard a single complaint is wild. You know what? Hold on. I'm trying to think. Over 700 shit. Have I heard a complaint about it? Have I heard about a complaint? No, I haven't. That's cool. Damn, that's cool. How will it age? We'll find that out when we revisit in the future. But for now, I think it's kind of wow. I think I would put it. Swirly says the logo is not for you. That's fair. Only complaint from Sisu is it's a 75. GSD cable length is the issue. Packaging, that's just a word. I don't know if you're saying the packaging is good or bad. Not 10. Someone complain. Okay. I think I'm gonna put it low wow. I'm gonna put it at the lowest of the wow for now. So when we revisit it, we can re-spark that debate. Because I think let's give it a shot in WoW. I think we should give this MV a shot in WoW. Okay? Okay, what are we cover next? Guys, wait, did I put it twice on the board by accident? I'm so dumb. Look, 7V. Straight up 7V. Guess we... Am I short an item? Hold on. Let me go back to this. Did I really just do it twice? What am I forgetting? Oh, there's 12. Am I blind? What am I missing? Why was there a second one? Is that... Wait, well, hold on. Is this a duplicate? No. I'm so confused. I'm not missing one. Oh, it must have been a duplicate somehow. That's fine. We're okay. I'm not crazy. We're 14V. Yeah, I might have copy pasted the wrong way accident. That's fine. Okay. Okay. I'm going to choose this next one. Let's get to it. KBD 75 V2, not the V1, but the V2. How cool is the KBD 75 V2? Well, that is that's kind of a big question to ask, because I know a lot of people may have mixed opinions. Okay. The KBD 75 V2 SARD customized mechanical keyboard kit for $196, available in black, gray, silver, blue, red, and purple. This looks like coral, not red. That is blue. Okay. You can get mixed colors, it looks like. Brass plate, USB Type-C. You can add foam for $10. There's a tray mount, 75%. You don't really see those often these days, and that's a lot of pegs. A lot of tray mounting points, huh? Yeah. So it has the little acrylic strip for a little glow, just like the V1 did. Didn't people have issues with these when they first started shipping with the board shorting? That was an issue, right? Didn't people? Or was it different 75% I was thinking of? I forgot the DM75. Less than the KBD 67, meh. You heard it's underrated, but KBD fans' quality is hit or miss. Isn't it still the only readily available 75 custom? Possibly. It's just a big ass 60% at the end of the day. I mean, it's a 75%, so I mean, yes. You mean this big ass tray would be a more accurate way to put it. Piece, you like it, but the design did not stand the test of time. Yeah. Tray mount gross AF. Oh, cool, they have a Xeno Anno option. But that's on purpose, though. Actually having a two-tone gray is actually a look that some older boards did on purpose. The light version is better. I think so, too. KBD 75 V2 is plain and nothing special, and the Tofu 84 is the same layout but cheaper and better. Low meh, there's nothing wrong with it. Does it go in Yikes? I don't think it goes in Yikes. I think it's low meh. This is like it's so. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool, but it's not like the antithesis of cool, right? It's just it's like apathy, right? It's just like, I don't care about this board. I don't even know about this board. Kind of meh, right? Where is it? 67. Oh, down here? Should we all the way down here? Let me just fit it on the board. Sorry, I'll scroll over in a moment. Well, it's actually it's not that low, Soccer. Remember, the board goes from left to right, so it is cooler than the Vortex Core and Honeyboard 60. It's just, you know, it's in the same tier as everything above it. It's just the lowest of that tier. Okay, well, we can leapfrog it, okay? KBD 75 V2 or KBD 67 V2. No, it's gonna be KBD 67 V2 is way better. Actually, it's done. It's gonna be down here. I think like this is how it just has to end up. Olive Garden music. Well, 10, you missed out when we covered the Honeyboard. You'll just have to wait for the review episode in either 1 or 2 episodes when we start re-aiming things and figuring out where things should possibly be revised to be. They should both be a little higher. I don't know, man. This lamp is kind of cooler in the rule of cool. It's just silly. You're mad you're not here in the 40s episode? Actually, most of the 40s Discord missed out on the 40s episode somehow. A lot of people were upset where the minivan ended up. Okay, I guess it's gonna be there. No, 10, you can save those arguments for when we cover it next time. Phantasmal Cat, are you still here? Vince. Okay, looks like since we haven't got a response from Phantasmal Cat. 10 Peaches, are you still here? Oh, okay, Phantasmal Cat's still here. Phantasmal Cat, choose the next item. What am I listening to? Chaz Laggy, no worries, my dude. The next item is in your hands. Vortex Race, let's go. Vortex Race is very, it's the most OEM-iest of all the boards here for 75%. And it definitely has its fair share of weaknesses. Weaknesses such as programmability. It has the lowest price, but look at that chonker of an escape key. You guys see that chonker of an escape key? So basically it has its copy version of Granite with RGB and RGBY mods. If you like 75% this as is, and you never wanted to change anything, okay. And also look at that chonker delete key in the upper right as well, to make it symmetry with the left and right. Where does this go? Oh, it comes with little cone feet to give you some extra height, like for angle, so it's not flat. Available in just cherry switches, pre-built. It is PBT die subs, keycaps. Oh, they have a new firmware. Yeah. So, race 3. I'm not gonna lie, you learn to love the escape key, especially if you use Vim. Sake, straddle, yikes, meh. People would buy it. Miano, low, yikes. As a keyboard enthusiast, this ain't cool. I don't honestly say this is yikes. Like, it's not even like the compatibility, it's just like, I don't think this really fits in the sphere of like enthusiast keyboards. It is a mechanical keyboard. As a starter keyboard, people get, honestly, I wouldn't even recommend it as a starter board. I'd recommend the GMMK Pro over this, to be 100% honest. I think the GMMK Pro is actually a better starter board. Like, I'd recommend the Philco TKL over this. I mean, Philcos are pretty good boards. I kind of think it's X2. Okay, but would you rather use the Vortex Race or the Magic Force 49? That's the real question, okay? Which of these two monstrosities do you think is actually cooler? Because let's be real here. They're both Frankenstein's monster. Vortex easily. Right? Like, Like in this alternate universe, Frankenstein actually made 2 monsters, and they were the Vortex race and the Magic Force 49. Let's just do a swap through. Let's just put it a whole tier higher. Maybe do this. Can I overlap them? No. I think this is fine. That's true. The Magic Force is complete crappy keycaps. But at least the Vortex Race is dice up PBT. Because the thing is, like, if someone bought the Vortex Race and wanted it, they wouldn't be the kind of person to, they would not be the kind of person to switch keycaps. Let's be real. The person buying a Vortex Race isn't the kind of person who thinks about switching keycaps at all in their life. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it here. Okay. Ten Peaches, you still here? If you are, I'd like you to select the next item, please. When you got your race 3, you laughed at customs and keycaps. How far you fallen? How far you fallen into the money pit of keyboards? Ten Peaches. Sat 75. What a choice. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. The Satisfaction 75. How cool is the Satisfaction 75? Okay, so Satisfaction 75 is, of course, by Opus. Okay. It is a 75% keyboard featuring a rotary encoder knob and an OLED screen. The design was inspired by pirate captain Henry Morgan's flagship vessel, the Satisfaction. The curve in the back of the case is supposed to be reminiscent of a pirate ship. Okay. That USB port cutout is kind of ugly, if I'm perfectly honest. But as an OLED screen, a real-time clock, a rotary encoder, VIA support with an ARM microprocessor, south-facing backlit LEDs, Burger O-ring mount plate, 6-degree typing angle, aluminum top and bottom, brass plate, brass weight, 1.7 kilograms, which is actually a bit lighter than a lot of the other boards we've talked about today. For some of the other heavier boards. Has a standard and win keyless. Bottom weight will have some engraved artwork. There's a little angle, a little bit of art. Ooh. Yeah. I don't like the Canon Keys logo on the top, if I'm perfectly honest. How nobular. But how cool is the Satisfaction 75? It started the knob trend. USB port supposed to mimic the Canon ports on a ship. That's a lame excuse. You know that's a lame excuse. If that's true, they should have put a little plastic flap you can move up. Come on. Come on. 75% up the cool, low cool, pretty cool, mid cool, high mellow cool. It definitely did start the knob trend, and it definitely popularized OLEDs. How do you program the OLED? Do you actually have to know how to code? Right? Because it's not like you can go in VIA and change the OLED screen, right? You can't change the knob in VIA, can you? Can you? I don't have one like something like this, so how do you actually program the knob in OLED? Like, do I have to pull up like text editor and like open like C++ for dummies. If you want to program, there are things that go in knob is in VIA. Oh, okay. GMMK code dumps are pretty popular, so just copy pasta. Okay, so they did add the knob support in VIA. That's good. Or VIA or GMMK. The tolerances on the right column look pretty massive. Okay. I would definitely say it had ripples in the community, for sure. Whether or not you like the ripples it caused, I don't think we can deny that it did cause ripples. And anything with that kind of like influence should at least be recognized somewhat for that. It just kind of depends how much you like it. One keyboard of the year? That doesn't matter to me. I'd vote for it. This board definitely brought in a bunch of shithead flippers, but that's not the board's fault. So is the Satisfaction 75 a cool board? Do you care about it at a meetup once you see the 8th one at a meetup? Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, most flippers don't actually use bots. Most flippers just buy it and then sell it. R2 didn't make it very far. Interesting. Okay, Satisfaction 75. How cool is it? How cool is it? Let's as you wish, Sarvo. Here's the board. Low cool? Maybe? Personally, I'd put it like around like here. I don't know, something about the Satisfaction 75 doesn't click with me. So for those of you who think it should be cooler than this, I definitely want to hear why you think why it maybe clicks with you a little bit more, and what you think it brings to the table in terms of coolness, right? Whether you just see someone using it at a normal situation or a meetup or something. What about it makes it higher or lower than where I've placed it? I think it's kind of a key thing. Is buildability for entry level a factor? That's the great thing about the cool board. It depends. If it matters to you, then yeah. If it doesn't matter to you, then no. Because different people will think different things are cool for different reasons. Tabby, you'll give it a low cool. Interesting. So you're kind of with me on the lowish kind of cool. But yeah, a lot of people think it's mid cool. Phantasm, you think it caused too many ripples to just be low cool. Decent points. 10, you like the layout. That's why you think it's higher. Tengu level with Tengu moved to the right, as in Tengu moved a tier up. You guys think Tengu should be better than all these other boards that were above it? No way. I will not buy that for a moment. So maybe between like Tengu and Prime, or between Tengu and Duck Octagon. The overall shape of the board makes it cooler. Curved butts. I don't know about that. Above Tengu specifically. Oh, so when is this a dictatorship? When we get to a board I feel very strongly about. Lower than Tengu. Honestly, I think the USB port for this is such a huge cop out. I think that it's actually the USB port definitely makes it a lot less cool. Like when I think about how cool a board is, for me a lot of it is like the function, not just like functional design, but like the aesthetic design of it, right? So like the curves in the back, pretty cool, not too bad, right? But that USB port actually lets down, for me, makes it so much less cool. Oh my god. How often do you see or notice the USB port in every keyboard I review or look at ever? I mean, like I said, it depends on you. For me, it's a thing. I care. A teacher only when it comes to HHKB. Big true. It's like, this is pretty damn cool. Then you see the cutout. Tengu's cooler than Sat 75. You feel there's enough difference to distinguish it from Alice clones. So like this is where you guys think. I think it's fine here. I actually wouldn't have any complaints with it being right here. I think this is fine. Okay. Black 29, are you still in chat? If you are, you can pick the next topic. The next item, Lack. It's all you. You know which one? Do I know which one? I don't know which one. Because there's like two I would choose. Jupiter. Okay. Okay. So the Jupiter is probably a board not too many people may be super familiar with. So let's take a look. Info about the Jupiter. It was done by MU Studio, back in 2019. So let's take a look. Hi guys, I cannot pronounce that. So, big features about it. Bluetooth 4.0, USB-C dual connection mode, top gasket mounts, 5.5 degree angle, RGB underglow, polycarb signal exists. I don't know what that means. Stainless steel plus brass weights. Battery not included, but it supports LiPo batteries, of course. So it's an interesting looking board, right? It has these little acrylic wings on the bottom that allow the Bluetooth signal to escape. So we can see the top mount. It's just like a gasket. It's just these O-rings, which is lazy. Little badge in the back. So the RGBs will also go with those little acrylic bits as well. I don't mind this that much. I think the bottom looks fine. So, price though. $289 or the E-Wire Polycarb. $309. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. I know some people are really into the Bluetooth, right? I know some people absolutely love Bluetooth, and some people don't care. I've actually warmed up to Bluetooth a bit more, I'm perfectly honest. I used to really not be a big fan of the Bluetooth. I'm warming up to it a lot more. So, how cool is the Jupiter 75? Yeah, back in 2019, things are different, right? I think in 2019, this would have been definitely cool. I don't think it's aged well, but I also don't think it's aged poorly necessarily, because it's kind of flown very under the radar, right? But like, I don't think it's like it doesn't stand out. And it's obviously not like it's not the Chad 7V walking down the hallway, shoving GMMK Pros in lockers. No, it's not that, right? The Jupiter 75 is just like already in the library studying and just not in the other situation. I don't like the how do people call these days? Skinny dick blockers on the top row. I'm not the biggest fan of that look. This was definitely more of an older 75 design where everything was more clumped together. Of course, you don't see like super clumped and clustered 75% these days. Everyone loves the spaced out exploded 75s. because people realize, oh wait, spatial memory is a thing, and people like having physical different separators between different parts of the keyboards when you're moving your hand off the keys. So, is that what we're calling these? I guess so. These little skinny dick separators right here. So, it's pretty meh. But where in the meh? Where in the meh? Fit and finish was pretty meh. Well, the fact that I don't think I've ever seen this at a meetup might be a testament to how cool it may or may not be. Higher than GMMK Pro? Really? Really, Gio? On what basis do you have to put that assertion? Why do you think the Jupiter 75 is cooler than GMMK Pro? Bottom meh. Or low meh. Interesting. Higher also says 10. So we got 2 people fighting higher, 2 people fighting for it to be lower. Hot take, Coolboard is a Gaussian distribution. If I knew big words, I know what that means. Lower than GMMK. Is ISO only? No, I think it also has ANSI. They just built that only one that we have pictures of with ISO. I mean, if it was ISO only, it'd be straight yikes. Straight up yikes. You know, hands down. Yeah, no, I think it should be lower. I don't know if it's solid. I'll just put it above the honeyboard. For now. For now, I think this is fine. Unless someone thinks it should be elsewhere. 10 should be, I believe it should be below. I mean, I think 10. Are you saying that just because you like the honeyboard a lot? I feel like it is. But honestly, between Jupiter and Sunnyboard, these two positions to me are so irrelevant. Fine, we'll put it below the honeyboard. I don't think that matters. Nice. We can leave it or take it. Yeah, okay, let me get the worst one out of the way first. Let's talk about the Bella. Okay, the Bella is KBD 75, not KBD 75, KBD fans' attempt to be better than the KBD 75 V2. This is their Bella, which is a little different, right? It costs a little bit more at $269. You have a hot swap and soldered version. Black, gray, E-white. E-white raises it to $299. And deep blue. Hold on. Would you call this a deep blue? This color that you're seeing on screen right now. Would you call that, in any respect of the word, deep blue? Because they claim this is deep blue. I'm not colorblind. I don't think that's deep blue. Just saying. Top mounts, 75% layout, Type-C, VIA compatible. Includes an integrated switch opener in the form of a cute kitty cat. Type port. Little kitty cat in the corner. That's what it looks like on the back. Looks fine. Brass weight. 7-degree typing angle. Switch opener. I mean, the cat's cool. Cat's cute. Probably the best part of the board, right? That's like the best part about it, really. It's not a cat, they say it's a dog. Oh yeah, it's a dog, you're right, you're right. Absolutely right. It is a dog. Is it really, like, at the price of $270 or $300? I think it's not nice enough for that price, to be honest. Even like gimmick aside, right? Which, if anything, I actually think the switch opener adds points rather than takes it away. Honestly, that's not enough to, I think, counteract the fact that this is just kind of like This is just mayonnaise on bread. Not mayonnaise on toast. Just, you take 1 scoop of mayonnaise and you just spread that on just plain white bread. And then if someone gave you that for lunch, that's the disappointment that you feel in this board, right? Geo, you think it should be higher because it says exploded 75% at a cheap price. I'm not okay. Sake, I don't actually eat that. I'm just saying this is disappointing like that. Low meh, the bezel is not well proportioned. Isn't it like mid pro as well? It's not even like low pro, right? It's or not even high pro. Oh, it is high pro. Okay, I was wrong. It's high pro. This not super high pro, but high pro enough. You can see it cast a shadow here from the render. Mayo on white bread is a scary yikes. You have no feelings. It's just, this board is like, yeah. It's just, it's like the epitome of meh. There's just nothing to say about this. Right? Like, oh, it has an opener. There's nothing else to say about this. So I'm just gonna core down. Okay, Bella or Jupiter? Bella or Jupiter? Chat. I want to hear it right now. Bella or Jupiter? That's what we're coming down to right here. Bella or Jupiter? Looks like everyone except for Miano is saying Jupiter, actually. Wow. Unless it was a cat. Can I overlap them? No, that's a hard rule. Based off my earlier 2 seasons, no overlapping. As a community, we must be precise on how we rate how cool things are. By precise, I just mean no overlaps. I'm really digging the music though today. Hogomino, thank you. Okay. Okay. We had the last 3 for today. Sarvo Bari. What's the next topic, Sarvo? What would you like to talk about next? Tonight's GAM, we are doing the cool board. We're just doing 75% today. It's pretty exciting. Singa. Okay, let's talk about the Singa, Sarvo, and everyone. The Singa is a cool board. The Singa is by Singa KBD, otherwise known as Cat Wee Wee. Great name, right? Let's talk about Singa. 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 So she's a looker, right? Look at this. Look at this album. Why not? Oh, look at that. That weight right there. Oh, beaut. Absolute beautiful weight. Okay. It was available in 6 colors from round 1. Okay, we got burnt orange, sailor navy, champagne gold, jet purple, velvet, and black. Wind key and wind keyless options. It was limited, only 65 for round 1. 8-degree typing angle. About 2 kilograms, not super heavy. 376 USD for the aluminum kit. 388 for brass stuff. And you got some fees on top. How cool is the Singa? And there's polish weights. WoW in 2018. Type in the poly in 2019. You thought WoW, upper cool at least. I think honestly, I think the weight is the coolest part of the board. I think it's a very competently designed top mount 75%. It's for sure extremely competent at typing feel and sound. The overall case design it's simple, nothing crazy. It's just clean and simple, and I think cool. It's cool. It's pretty cool. I think it's cool. So today we're specifically, because I just put Singa, we're talking about the aluminum one. The PC Singa ran separately, and so if we revisit the PC Singa, it'll be a different item. IMO. I have a PC Singa. I am actually going to probably sell mine soon. So it has no blockers or no separation on top or on the sides. Only blockers are on the bottom. So not everyone likes crammed 75%. Some people are okay with it. The weight. That weight! That weight is so nice. What a beaut. Absolute beaut. It's cool. It's a cool board. I don't know, mid-cool is where I think it should go. I think it should be mid-cool, actually. Someday someone should do a mother of pearl inlay weight. That'd be really cool. Above Timo? You guys think it should be above Timo? Sorry, you get the U80 over this. Interesting. I would not. I would actually probably get the Singa over a U80, if I'm perfectly honest. I think the Singa... Well, in terms of coolness. In terms of practicality, I would get the U80. But in terms of just like the rule of cool, I think the single weight takes the cake here. Yeah, I'll swap it. I'll just put Singa right here. And Timo right here. For now. It's pretty mid-cool. Below the E8.5. I like that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't think there's any big arguments on it should be right here, right? I think this is acceptable. Extremely acceptable. Yeah, we're gonna say it's acceptable. The best cram 75%. Alright, let's talk about the Godspeed 75. I want to talk about the Godspeed 75 because I don't really know that much about the Godspeed 75. So the Godspeed 75 was done by both Fropsy and Blind Assassin. It ran on the Key Company. Available in frosted polycarbonate, white and black, 460. So, pretty big top and bottom bezel, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. It looks actually. I actually think it looks kind of. I actually thinks it looks bad on the polycarb because seeing those screws like that. The weight on the back is definitely interesting. So is that lip. That lip and curve on the back ain't bad. I think the polycarb for this actually looks bad. The aluminum ones are fine. I think the white and black look fine. I think the white looks the best. I think the polycarb actually is no go. But how cool is the Godspeed 75? Okay, let's see. About the board. 5-degree typing angle, plate brass weights. The plate files are available. It's top mounts. Weighs 2.28 kilograms, 5 pounds. Internal hub daughter board, USB-C output. USB-A 3.1 input, data transfer, charging. Yeah. This is one that they made pros for and never sent to Fropsy to approve. The function was heinous. Hello, Grid. Good to see you. Ian, you remember hearing a sound test for this? The weight is nice, but its price point's too much for what you get with acoustic and design. Meh. Probably didn't like this one after he made it or something. It's still in stock at Daily Clack as well. Now, where's this going? How cool? Is it any cool? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's very cool at all. Like, honestly, I'm docking points. I actually think the polycarb version just looks bad. For some reason, the geometry of the polycarb, for me, looks bad. Doesn't sound that cool. Has USB hub. Can it be cool if it's still in stock? That's on you. I don't know. That's a good question. Is it a cool board? This is one I totally slept down, to be honest. Like, I didn't even know this ran. Didn't know this existed. Did they have, like, no marketing? Was this during my hiatus? No, it wasn't during my hiatus, because it wouldn't have shipped already. Like, I don't remember this at all. It's just like... It's just... Yeah. Oh, of course, it's a key company. They had to have marketing somehow. PC is the only one in stock, which is because it's the worst one. The PC one is actual, in my opinion, looks doo-doo. I'm not feeling it. I really think it should be like... It should be somewhere in meh. It ran after 7V. Wow, wow. Imagine following that act. I think it's low yikes. Low meh. Low meh. I'm thinking low meh. I think this is fine here. Around the same time, oh, must got demolished in sales then. If it was near the same time as 7V. Demolished. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, we're gonna leave it. I think we're fine leaving it there. Okay, you love it or you hate it. Exclusives E7 V1. Is it a cool board? Is it uncool? Do you like those LEDs? Do you hate those LEDs? I know those are a big source of contention for a lot of people, and that's why we're talking about the V1. It's right on the board. Did I already cover it? Really already cover it? I don't remember covering it, to be honest. Oh, I did cover it. Oh, I covered it. Oh, no, this one. I remember. Geo, I covered it. That was the yellow version. That was specifically the yellow version when I covered it. I did not I did not fix the label. This was supposed to be the E-yellow. Well, I guess let's not re-put it on the board. Yeah, if it's already there, I won't worry about this then. I guess we only had 11 items today then. I totally forgot we covered the 7V. You're right. Well, I guess that's gonna be the cool board for today. Also, let's review. In the WoW category, we have the 7V. We missed the Primus. Hey, I asked for suggestions. No one suggested the Primus, so I'm not covering it. Okay. Under cool, we got the Singa, and then we got the Satisfaction 75, and then in meh, we got a lot. We got the GMMK Pro, the Cyberboard, the Godspeed 75, the Jupiter 75, the Bella, the KBD 75 V2, and then yikes. We got somewhat of the Xeno. Vortex Race. That's it. I don't like adding mid-episode. That's fine. Don't worry. We'll have another episode. We can, like I said, I'm always taking suggestions. Sometimes we have organized episodes, and sometimes I'll just add random things of random topics. Last one was all 40%. This one was all 75%. What's next? Will I do all TKLs next? Will I do all full size next? Will I do all split keyboards next? I don't know. But y'all can find out on the next episode of the Cool Board. A little YouTube outro for everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching today. Hey, if you ever want to catch us live, interact with me and chat and argue on who's right and who's wrong, check out these streams every Thursday night Pacific time, usually starting at either 7:30 or 8:30, depending on my work schedule, is when I'm going live with the Cool Board. So thank you everyone on YouTube so much for watching, and I'll be hanging out with Twitch chat for just a few minutes longer. Until then, thank you everyone so much on YouTube. Keep on keyboarding. Pew, pew, pew.